Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you very much for joining me. We are going to be doing a quick review on Z-scores and how they are calculated and analyzed. So here we go. So the first question is asking, what does the Z-score sign tells you about your data? So basically, you know the Z-score can be positive or negative or have a value of 0. So it's not writing. Oh, I'll go this fast. Positive, negative, or have a value of 0. Oops, still not touching. So when that happens, you will realize that your Z value, ooh, it's not touching. I don't like my board. It's not touching. Alright, stop inking. Look at that. Crazy board is inking. It's not allowing me to stop it. Okay, let's see. We can stop inking. Let's see. So as I was saying, the Z-score basically tells you if your value is a positive value or a negative value, or if it stays above, what am I saying? Or how far you are above or below the mean. So the first question, this is not selecting. What is going on with my board? Oh my god. Let's see if I touch this side. I am drawing. Why is my board acting up like this today? Alright, so if that's the case, we are going to go on a whiteboard screen because somehow my board is not touching, guys, and I don't know why it's not touching, but we're gonna move on. Alright. Alright, so the question comes to us that says a woman's height has a mean average of 85. A mean average of 85 inches. It's kind of long. Okay, 85 inches. So that's her average. Average height, a standard deviation of 2.5. And they're asked to find the corresponding Z-score to a woman's height of 85 who is 85 inches tall, and draw a conclusion to show your calculation for Z-score. So basically, we're given the average is 85, a standard deviation of 85, and they said that a person's height is also 85. So that's basically what your data value is. So as we know, if your data value and the mean are the same thing, you're basically performing at average or you're standing at average. So if this person's height is 85, they're exactly on the mean. And once they're on the mean, they're exactly right here. Let's make this larger. So they're exactly on the mean right here. So if they're on the mean, that basically means their Z-score is equal to 0. So once your data value is equal to the mean, your z-score is equal to 0, because you're basically standing or performing right at the mean. So this 2.5 here is not really relevant unless they ask you another question, which they did not. So yeah, that's basically it. So the conclusion you're supposed to draw from this is that if your data value is equal to the mean, then your z-score is equal to 0. Alright, let's see another question. I had a question written out and now I can't remember it. Okay. Hold on, guys. I need to find this question. It's super important. Alright, it's a score. So the question says a score in an exam was normally distributed with a mean of 58 and a standard deviation of 10. So scores, they were normally distributed with a mean of 58 and a standard deviation of 10. And you are asked to find the percent of scores that lies between 58 and 73. So you need to know the percent of scores that lies between 58 and 73. Alright, so there are two ways we can do this, either by a calculation or we can do it by drawing our bell curve. So I'm going to go to the simplest method first and then we do the other one after. So let me draw the bell curve. We're going to represent 3 standard deviation above the mean or 3 below, or once we get our desired number, we can actually stop right there. So 58 is the average. I'm going to be adding to my right for my standard deviation, adding to the right and subtracting to the left. So here will be 68, here will be, what's that number? 78, here will be 88, this side will be 48. This side will be 38 and that side will be 28. So it is a 10 difference for my standard deviation. So 73 and 58. 58 is visible, 73 is not. But right now I know 58 is right here. Let's make this bigger. 58. Oh my good. Again, word, please be nice to me today. Okay, 58 is right here. And 73 has to be between what's that number? 68 and 78. So 73 has to be somewhere right here. But since as I know I am moving by 10, if I find half of that region, I could say 68 plus 5, and that will give me 73, which is halfway between 68 and 78, which is basically your 1.5 standard deviation and 0. So right here, you would find 73. So our main goal is to see the regions between 58 and 73. We can use our z-table. I'm going to go to the back of the textbook for the z-table. Find my value at 1.5 standard deviation. Even though I know it out of my head, I'm still going to prove it from the book. So 1.5 is going to give us 93.32. So the area slash percentile at 58 is equal to 93.332. That's basically what your percentile is. And I know 58 is the center, so the area at this point is equal to 50%. How do I know that? Once you have your bell curve, the middle is the center, which is going to be 0, and 50% to your right and 50% to your left, because you said the data was normally distributed. That's your second block time now. Alright, so from here we're going to subtract to find the region right here. So we're going to say 93.32% minus 50%, which will give us 43.7%. 0.32%. So the region between 58 and 73 represents 43.3% of the data. That's one way you can find it. Or if you look at the, let's change the size of this. If you look at the 68-95% rule, that's 0, that's 1, -1, so that's 34, and that's 34, that's 2, that's -2. Here is 13.5%. So 13.5 divided by 2, I'll see you soon. 13.5 divided by 2 is basically 6.75. So half of this right here is 6.75 and the other part is 6.75. So if I add a 34 plus 6.75, that should almost give me the same percentage as whatever I got there. With this case, it would be 40.75. But because this is basically an approximation, Janae, please wait, an approximation, you realize that your answer won't be spot on. But using your Z table, your answer came out to be 43.3% of your data lying between 58 and 73. I have a few more questions to do with you guys, but I'm gonna have to facilitate some students right now. So I'll definitely come back and finish up what we started. So thank you very much for joining. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know if you understood what I just explained. And we will talk more.